Organised labour unions at Hani Baragwanath Academic Hospital in Soweto are set to march today. They claim rampant corruption has crippled healthcare services at the hospital. Yandisa Zungula from the nursing union Dinosa is joining us now on our couch here on Morning News today. Mr. Zungula, good morning and thank you very much for coming.
Morning.
Dinosa is one of several unions that I understand will be joining this march. There's Hospesa, there's Nehau, there's NAPSO, there's NPSW and PSA, and you're also trying to meet with the head of department, Professor Lukele, as well today.
Yes.
Why are you all coming together? Is it only about corruption at the Hani Baragwanath Hospital, or are there other issues as well?
There are other issues. The issues are ranging from the benefits of the employees that has not been paid. They date back to 2016. The issues of expansion of services in the institution without considering the staffing. You've got severe shortage of staff in all categories in the institution. It ranges from nursing to theatre operators, general workers, every area. But now, then we were raising these issues. Then we said to the department, let's come and have a conversation on this. There are issues, obviously, here. Although the main issue that was forward on this current issue was the issue of corruption, because we believe that once we deal with the corruption, we'll be able to deal with the day-to-day problems.
What kind of corruption is this that you are worried about at the Hani Baragwanath Hospital?
The allegations are coming into the issues of discrepancies in the employment processes, interference of the acting CEO in those processes, people who have paid for the jobs, poor communities who are paying certain officials within the institution to get to acquire permanent employment. Those are the things that came to us, and we raised them with the acting CEO previously. Then he was reluctant to establish an investigation, and therefore we wrote to the department, HOD and the MSc, and we said we think we have a problem here. When they came, on the 1st of, this is a follow-up march. On the 1st of August, we had a march where we submitted a memorandum, and in that memorandum, we were highlighting these issues. But furthermore, we were demanding that perhaps the acting CEO must step down and be precautionally transferred so that we can start an investigation on these allegations.
Okay, now since the 1st of August, has there been any action or movement by the department to resolve two of the problems you've mentioned? Started an investigation into alleged corruption, and secondly, we want the CEO to step down. So none of those things have happened from what you're saying?
None has happened until now. None. Also, even there's no response to the memorandum up to so far.
So that's why you decided to march again?
Exactly.
Are you all united? I mean, you've got all these unions, including Dinosa and Nehau and them. Are you all united on what you actually are seeking there?
Yes. We have met several times. We brought this issue together to the department, and we said we have these issues, and we are continuously doing so. Even today, we are united as those 6 unions to get the answers from the department. Also, something that is interesting with the department is that when we submitted the memorandum, we were told that there is an investigation that is already ongoing by the department on our institution on the similar allegations. And we have called upon the department to release the report. It has never happened. When we met on the 2nd of August, they said after 7 days they will be able to release a preliminary report. It did not happen. When we meet again, they said they will release it within 48 hours. That was a week, more than 2 weeks ago. It hasn't been. So now we are starting to be suspicious of what is it in this report that the department is hiding. Okay, or are they protecting someone?
Now, your members, for instance, as Dinosa, are nurses.
Yes.
All the things you've mentioned here, which of these affect service to patients in the hospital?
You would remember that if we talk issues of corruption, subsequently the end user is the patient, because you would have a shortage of material resources on top of shortage of staff. And therefore it directly affects the patient, because all these things that we are raising, ultimately they go to the patient care. But furthermore, when you talk to the nursing issues, shortage of staff in nursing, in Baragwanath you've got a magnitude of 66-bedded ward. In that 66-bedded ward, you would have 5 nurses on duty. That means it's 1 professional nurse, 2 enrolled nurses and 2 auxiliary nurses. If you are lucky, on that day, you might have 2 of them having to escort patients outside the institution, or even if within the institution. That means you are left with 3 nurses on duty. Professional nurse, sometimes very junior person, has to supervise the staff, has to supervise and make sure that you close monitor 66 patients in the unit. It's virtually impossible. Then do we cry foul when patients, we've got serious adverse events? We shouldn't be surprised. In maternity ward, you've got 3 midwives per shift. It's a normal shift. No one is absent. 3 of them.
So you believe if the issues of corruption are properly addressed, you will resolve even those issues of resourcing and capacity?
Yes.
Okay, very briefly, what is being planned for today? What time is the march starting at the Hani Baragwanath Hospital? And also, if you don't get responses like you haven't received since the 1st of August, what would you plan next?
We are starting at 8. We'll be marching from Vianney Mabakla Park, from Diepkloof to the institution. And we will have to address the workers. Several speakers will be addressing the workers on these issues, because when we raise the issues of corruption, they also affect the community. And therefore, we expect organizations with similar interests to be participating and supporting this move. But what happens when we don't get the response is that you are likely to see what is happening today continuing the whole week. We are going to withdraw our services, because we can't close the institution. Institution belongs to the community. But we can withdraw our services, because our relationship with the employer is that we provide the services, then the employer pays for the services, which is our skills. But now we seem not to find each other on those terms, because we have been providing services since 2016. Accumulated hours and overtime has not been paid. Issues of public holidays, nurses are working on public holidays, are working on over weekends. They don't get paid their salaries, their allowances. What happened in June was that we were told that the budget committee has set, and therefore then they will start paying. Up to so far, no one has been paid.
So you're going to take more action unless all these issues are resolved?
Exactly. And today we are saying that to the department, that we are ready to stay outside that gate until you come to us and address these issues.
Thank you very much. That's Yandisa Zungula from the Nursing Union, DNOSA.